Hello Ghana, and welcome to your ever favorite and exciting lifestyle show on television right now on Outlook. Yes, the wait is over. Season 2 is here and is packed with so many amazing experiences, so many amazing stuff that you would love to try and love to experience. My name is Najile Doku and I'm coming to you live from the Lagumba at Labari Beach Hotel. It's going to be packed. Today on Outlook is all about art. Something that is not so new but might be new to us Ghanaians is called pyrography, using fire as a tool to create amazing and beautiful masterpieces. And also taking an in-depth into artistic painting, knowing more about artistic paintings. Are you ready? It's pretty much exciting. Now let's take our first story. We know fire is a very important tool for everything in life. We use fire in creating food and keeping us warm and doing so much. But we also know that as useful as fire is very dangerous. Now imagine fire being used as a tool to create amazing portraits and artistic paintings that tell stories about you and I, our very lives and culture. Yes, so we discovered this and we decided to speak to somebody who is a pyrographer. Are you ready? Let's go. When the word artworks or art pieces come up, what is the first thing that comes to mind? I am sure you will first say paintings, illustrations, or drawings, right? Your thought then moves to paintbrushes, pencils, crayons, paints, canvases, and some will think about computers, right? Yes, but would you believe that heat and fire are tools in making artworks? This art is called pyrography, and some really incredible art pieces are produced. Pyrography, which is also called poker work or burning wood, has actually been in existence since the 17th century. It's a free-handed art of decorating wood or other materials using heat or fire to create burnt marks. This type of art isn't so popular here in Ghana, but the idea of fire and heat being used as tools to create art pieces and furniture was too intriguing to pass up. We found one very talented self-taught pyrography artist by name Bright Dancel. He has been in pyrography for a number of years, creating exceptionally beautiful portraits and furniture with fire and heat. How long does something like this take to do? This kind of painting?
It can actually take about 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, if you want to get a detailed work like this.
Yeah, because this is lovely.
Sure.
So the fire created all of that?
Sure.
Wow.
You know, adding highlights, then with the tool, I'm able to depict the highlights and
all the knife plays a role?
Sure.
Okay, I see. But this is really, compared to what is on your
iPad.
Yeah, this is just, it's way more even amazing than the picture over there.
Wow.
Wait, so how long does it take for you to study this kind of art? First off, did you study it?
I may say I'm born with it. That is what I usually feel, that I'm born with it.
You're born with it?
Yes, and then I just mastered it by practicing it. Wow. Like we all know. You know, every kind of art or any talent that one has, once you work towards it, you master it and it becomes part of you. Yeah. Yes, so, I mean, you can learn it, but if you learn it and you get to this point, it means you had it inside of you one way or the other and you didn't know about it.
Okay.
So that is how come, I'm able to do what I'm doing.
Yeah, but
because it's part of me.
How long did it take for you to become perfect at this?
About almost 12 to 15 years.
Wow.
Yes, because I've been working on this at the age of 10. Started working not as a pyrography artist, but as an artist, as a kid, playing with my pencils and then all of the other materials and tools that I have around me. But with time, I had to turn to something else because I wanted to explore more into what I was doing as an artist. So with that, I decided, okay, fine. Let me do something that, it's not the normal. Yeah. Because everybody is used to the normal. So I wanted to do something different that will look, appealing to the society, the people that are around me, to impress the younger generation, that there are ideas to be explored. So that's how come I got into this.
And it's quite fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it's really fantastic.
Sure.
So when you start, do you use a pencil or the knife plays like a particular role? Because it's very detailed. The outlines are just perfect.
Sure. So what I do is that first of all, you have to treat the surface that you're using. So after the surface is treated, you do the sketch. You can do the sketch in any way. Once the sketch is in the support, I mean, we are good to go. So you can either print and then transfer the support onto transfer the work onto the support, or you can draw freehand. So I usually do the freehand drawing. So that is, I sketch with my hand, freehand, and then I start with the work.
When you say treatment, what do you mean by treating the support?
What I mean by treating the support is, I mean, once the wood that you have or the support that you have in front of you must be well treated with a sanding machine. You have to get the surface quality of the wood must be good for you as an artist. It depends on what you want. So per what I'm looking for, I have to treat the surface with hand tools, on hand sanding paper tools, and then I just do that.
Oh, okay. So you have to make sure it's all straight, smooth.
All straight, all smooth.
That's what treatment is all about.
That's what treatment is about.
I like
so
it.
it's that's surface preparation, basically.
This is interesting.
Yeah.
But playing with fire, you know, when you started and you played with the negative and positive.
Yeah, sure.
But isn't it dangerous?
It is.
It's dangerous, but it's beautiful.
Yes, that is one part of the work that makes it amazing. Because I like to try stuff that are dangerous. I don't like to do the things that are simple.
Yeah.
And that is who I am. I like to try things that you think is dangerous and it can kill you or some one way or the other. But that is what I want to do because
you like living on the edge.
Yes, I want to intrigue the others. I want to make people think above their limits. You know, so that is what I am about. To do things that are not the normal. I mean, so I go beyond and then explore more into this, even though it's scary, and then sometimes I'm scared myself. But yes,
you do get scared?
Yes, I do, because this is about over 1,000 wattage going through this.
Wow!
Then,
yeah, because I saw the fire and everything.
what I did, you could see. Okay? So a lot of wattage going through this, and then you could see that. Just imagine. So this is quite scary, and I have to do this all the time. I mean, that's it.
So this kind of artwork is only on wood, but what kind of wood can we use? Because we have wood that is soft, some that are compressed, some that's actually strong coming from the tree and stuff. Because I see stuff like this and that looks like real solid cut wood.
Yeah.
So what kind of wood can we use? Which one can't we use at all?
Sometimes it depends on the client that you're working for. Some people may want softwood, other people may want hardwood, depending on the work that you are also doing.
Yeah.
So perhaps if I'm doing a table, I need to go in for hardwood because I need to think about the lifespan of the table, how long it's going to take, with the one who is going to use it. So for the portraiture, you can use the light plywood, that's the plywood for some of the portraitures, but depending on the texture too and the surface quality of the work that I'm looking for, I go for the compressed dust because it gives me a texture that I love. It gives me a nice feeling, the feeling of the natural, that natural feeling of how the body looks like, the pores and all of those stuff. So I go for the compressed dust when I'm looking for details in the work. That is what I use. And then sometimes I use the plywood depending on the texture that I'm looking for, like the smooth kind of texture. Yeah. Yes, so I go for the plywood like when I'm doing that.
It's very smooth.
You can choose to use any kind of wood depending on how you want the work to come up. Okay. The only thing is that you need to think about the lifespan of the wood that you are using. Even if it's softwood, how are you going to preserve it? How are you going to treat the wood that it can, last for a lifetime, or it can take, its lifespan can be long. That is basically how I go.
So when you're done with all of this, and say, for example, are you going to teach me, the client, that, okay, after doing this, this is how you protect it, this is how you keep it, so you can, like you're saying, to have a longer lifespan?
Sure. So what I do is that not every client is ready to learn all of this or to keep this in the mind. So in my own way, I try as much as possible to do the best finishing for the work, so that even if you don't treat it the way that it must be treated, it will last a lifetime. So I think for the consumer or the clients who is coming to get a work, because in the end, I'm the one who is going to be blamed if the work has a problem. Yeah. So the clients wouldn't come and say, oh, you didn't tell me this or that. That's why. So I think for the client, and I do what will be best for the client. Yes.
That's good. Yeah. That's really good, because all of us can't be the same. Some of us are forgetful. Sure. But I wanted to ask, there are some of the artwork that have color at the same time, have the bent wood. And others are just the bent wood. All right. How does the color come in? Because pyrography does it inculcate both?
Of course, it cuts across one aspect of of the course cuts across each other. I'm a painter and a sculptor,
okay,
and a pyrography artist as well. So what I do as a painter is that to define my paintings and then give a different and a unique touch to my work to create a lot of attention for the work that I'm doing, or like a signature for my work. I added the pyrography to the paintings that I do. So everybody does the normal painting, but when you see my painting and the touch of the Littenberg figures, or the roots going around, you realize that this is a painting from Kinnaman office.
Yeah.
So what I do is that you paint first. It depends on the technique, how I want to go about it. I can decide to paint first and then I add the pyrography, or I can do the pyrography first and then I add the color, depending on the kind of work that I'm producing.
So something like this, are we going to add color to it?
For this, I'm not going to add color because I want it to be in its natural state.
Okay.
But for something like this, color has been added.
Yeah.
Yes, so I did this and then I did a burning, and afterwards I added the color to it.
It looks like a river with it.
Sure, but
there
were varieties of them. I used it to explain some concept and then other stuff. So that's how come you have this and then you have that. I
like it. I like this. But first off, you as an artist, I won't keep you in, it looks like you don't define yourself as one person, but
no.
What exactly is the talent?
The talent is that I'm the genius, I'm an artist.
I like that.
Yes.
But you're doing different kind of art.
I do different kind of art. Once it's art, I'm in for it. Even if I don't know about it, I just have to learn it and I get it. That's it. Once it's art, apart from it not being something art, then fine. But once it's art, I love science as well. So that is how come I'm able to go about this light and all of this stuff. Because I love science, I love to explore. So with that, I'm able to, I'm kind of merging science and art together. Yeah. Because this my take, or this, it was used by scientists to study how light travels. So this is what they use. And then I have to drive that knowledge from them and then use it as an artist, and then I measure with my works. So I love science, so that's how come I'm able to do all of this. So I call myself the genius. The genius.
So you're doing both sculpture, you're doing painting, and then you're doing pyrography. Wow.
Yes.
I just love everything. Now, somebody will look at this and say, oh no, this is dangerous. And some parents will think, oh yeah, it's dangerous, but I would love
my child too.
How safe are you using these?
I would say from 1 to 100%, I'll take it at 75.
75?
Yeah, I'll take it at 75 because I need protective gadgets that.
But do you have them?
And not all of them. Even if I have some, but not as much as I may need, because there are some, like I need shades that will protect my eyes from the direct light contact with the light, and then other times I need some masks that are used by chemical stuff. So you need masks that are going to protect you from the fumes and all of this stuff. Yes. So basically,
how well do you take care of yourself when it comes to this?
I watch myself very well. Yes. Because a lot of people need me, so I have to stay on course.
Very important. Yeah. Now, are you training anybody else?
I train few people because I train few people, but most of them are not close. Some of them are from different places, so I need to do that on WhatsApp because that's the only way I will be able to teach them.
How long does it take?
To finish?
Yes.
It takes just about 30 minutes. It's okay.
Yeah. And then how long can it last at the table?
At the table, a lifetime. Because this hardwood. Yes, hardwood from Ghana or West Africa, to be precise.
What inspires the patterns on the
wood? Just the roots of a tree. Yes. So that was the main inspiration behind it. Yeah. It looks more or less like the roots of a tree. How it moves and how it spreads. Yes.
Dangerous but fascinating, incredible and beautiful art pieces that are being used to tell all kinds of stories. Art pieces that have exceptional and exquisite details, all created out of one of nature's most dangerous element, fire.
Wasn't that exhilarating? Yes, it was for you, but for me, seeing the fire coming out of the gas pump and then the canister, and then the plus and negatives, it was scary. But the end piece is just amazing. Amazing stories. You should check it. If you're an art collector, hey, it's time for you to also check into pyrography. Now, speaking about pyrography, it's a part of paintings. That is art. Now, art is a way that we humans express ourselves creatively, using our minds, telling our emotions, how we feel through music and everything. Now, there's a lot more to art that we don't know. So, I decided to speak to a contemporary artist who has been doing art for so many years. Now, he had an exhibition at the Labadi Beach Hotel, so I decided to sit down with him and find out more, the in-depth about art and what the various colors and what we see. What is it all about? Now, take a listen.
Art is a part of our everyday lives, and it is everywhere we go. It's a fundamental part of human expression and the show of our creative skills and imagination, usually in visual forms like paintings, music, or sculpture, to be appreciated for its beauty or emotional power. Art can be deep and communicate codes, secrets, and thoughts that may require some understanding to decode. There's always a story behind every piece of art. Art has no boundaries. Art has no rules. Art doesn't dictate what art should be, but it is a billion-dollar industry at the same time. The value of art has more to do with perception. Well, art is quite vast, so for today, we put our focus on painting artists. We had an insightful conversation with a contemporary artist by the name Tabby Krenzel. He took us on a journey into the mind of an artist, giving us in-depth understanding of art.
No, there are no levels, because as the saying goes, there is no mistake in art. There is no wrong in art. And so once you can apply a pencil or a crayon to a surface, you are good to go. Yes. But in terms of preparation, and sometimes it just helps to go through formal training. Yes, that only guides you as to what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
Yes, but there are thousands of people who have never had any formal training.
Yeah.
And when you see their work, oh.
It's amazing.
Yes, it's amazing. Yes, for me it was, and maybe I'll say it still is, because my father was an artist.
Ooh.
Yes, he designed the military crests and all of that.
Really?
Yes. He actually had his formal education in the army, because he was one of those who were picked for the Second World War.
Okay.
Yeah, so he was then grafted into the army when he was very young, and because of his art flair, he actually had to stay on those lines. Yes, so my father was an artist, and my mom too. She was also very good in doing beads.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, and my younger brother is in France. He's a sculptor. So we all are artists.
I see.
Yes, so it comes very natural to me.
Yeah.
Though I ran away from it for a long time. I think you've heard that beauty lies
in the eyes of the beholder.
In the eyes of the beholder. What might be beautiful for me might necessarily not be beautiful for you.
Yeah.
I just gave you an illustration behind us. I'm sure you saw it. It didn't mean anything to you.
I just like the colors. The colors just spoke to me. And I was thinking, oh, houses.
That's it. But then, that's why it's not about beauty, because then your definition of beauty will definitely be different from somebody else's.
Yeah.
So an artist might set out drawing, but what might make that drawing stand out is the thought behind. What is it trying to communicate? What is it trying to tell you? If he wants to, I can give you certain instances where an artist puts pen to paper, but then what comes out is different from what probably he even intended to do.
Really?
Yes, it happens to all of us. First of all, you have to have an interest in art. It's just like music. If you put a high life tune down, you get 1,000 people dancing to it.
Yep.
Same with painting. So when you walk into a gallery, you must have a reason why you're going to the gallery. If you don't appreciate art, you are most likely
Not
to leave the place even depressed. Because like,
really?
yeah, what is this? But then once there's an appreciation and then there's an understanding, you can stand behind one painting for hours.
Tabby also gave us insight into the importance of investing in the art and why art costs so much.
Art investment is sometimes also equated to like treasury bills.
Yeah.
And the value sometimes even more than treasury bills.
Yes.
Because we've heard stories where people buy art for $2 million, they sell for over $700 million.
Yeah.
And you ask, what is in that art?
You're wondering
What do they see?
Yeah.
So instead of you putting your money, and I know when the bankers hear this, they will come after me. So instead of probably buying treasury bills, you say, okay, Tibi or Martin or Amakine or Waze or somebody, Lario, so everybody knows these guys. They've got pieces that you want to invest in. You put in some money, keep it. Just keep it. Tomorrow you might sell it 5 times more, 10 times more. Because art is like wine.
Yeah.
And to argue that art hasn't gotten to that point in Africa, sometimes I ask myself, Uber and boats, where were they 10 years ago? So the earlier people start investing in art now, the better. If you see a young budding artist whose works stand out and you love it, hurriedly buy them and keep them. Apart from it being an investment for you, you're also encouraging the artist. Because if you buy his art and it becomes great, you have the advantage.
Art indeed.
Now that was a masterclass, and a big thank you to Tabby Cransell taking us through all of that, knowing more about realistic art, expressive art, what the colors do, how they express our feelings and emotions. And one thing I took from that is the fact that no art is a mistake, and then beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Anyway, let's take a quick break. When I come back, I've got more for you. Actually, we're going to delve into realistic art. Hi, welcome back from the break. This is Outlook on your favorite JoyNews channel. Outlook is back, season 2, and we're looking good. Well, if you just joined us, you haven't missed out much, but you've missed out some great masterpiece classes. We talked a little bit about in-depth with art, and we looked into pyrography. Now, we're going to take another look at a different kind of art, realistic art. Yes, realistic art is when it tells stories of things that are happening. Now, here's a Ghanaian who is all the way in Columbus, Ohio, telling the stories of the northern part of Ghana, where he grew up, through realistic art, and he's doing amazing stuff. Well, due to COVID and the fact that he's far away from us, we had to do an interview in a special way. Here's Yamin Amadou telling us all about his kind of realistic art. Hi, how are you?
Oh, good. I'm doing fine. And you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's finally good to see you. Let's talk about your art. I've seen it and I'm just amazed by it. First, congratulations on trying to throw a light onto something that we all take for granted sometimes.
Yes.
That one. And yeah, this is supposed to be your project work that you've turned into something marvelous that you're doing?
Exactly.
Wow. Good. Now, let's talk about it. How many hours or how many days does it take to come up with these beautiful sculptures?
Yeah, this it took about 3 months to complete this project, and it was not the only project I had to work on. and there were about 3 to 4 sculptures that I worked on. So it took me about 3 months.
3 months. That must have taken a lot of time. Did you feel like giving up at some point? Because 3 months is a long time.
Yeah, I thought of giving up some time, but I realized that and the comments I had from people and all of this, yeah, it was they were really passing good comments about the work, and I realized that no, I needed to continue to work on it, because this was not the only project I was working on. Like I said, I worked on another project that had a Ghanaian sitting on a bicycle.
Oh wow! Yeah, I saw that one. Isn't that the robotic one?
Yes, yeah. So I used this was out of found objects that were thrown away.
I see. And so it's not recycled products.
Yeah, those were recycled products.
Nice.
And put them together to form a sculpture out of it. And
okay. Now let's talk about the products that you use, the stuff that you use. I saw some of the things that you sent me. I saw resin. What's that?
Yeah, resin is a kind of chemical that we use, for sculpture works. This project I had was something that was new to me.
Oh.
In Ghana we don't have this kind of styrofoam, the blue styrofoam that we have in the US. So when I came and I started using it, I realized that it was very new to me, and I said, no, let me try to work with it, because in art you never know.
Yes.
There are certain areas you go, you can use clay, and other areas you go, you might not even have access to clay and other things so you should be able to function wherever you go and whatever materials that you have available. A lot of people appreciate it. Some call me on phone, others contact me through my email, and to appreciate the work and urge me on to continue the good work. Something that you do and people appreciate it. It's something that God also appreciated too.
Now, wasn't that also intriguing? Yes, learning more. He's telling the stories of his home back in Africa in a tremendous way, and he's doing amazing. Congratulations to him wherever he is right now, Yajim Amadu. And that's how we close the curtain on today's episode of Outlook, which is coming live to you from the Labadi Beach Hotel, the Lagoon Bar. Yes, very spacious, very beautiful. But if you want to get away and you don't want to go too far, you want to stay somewhere in the city, the Labadi Beach Hotel is a place that you need to be, especially their spa. If you want to feel rejuvenated, you want to feel fulfilled, you want to feel back to your normal self, try the Labadi Beach Hotel Spa. Whether it's full body massage or a hot stone massage, a body exfoliation, they have got you. Check out the Labadi Beach Hotel Spa. Everything that you need. Uniqueness, the quietness, the tenderness. I could go on and on. A big thank you to my amazing styling, Karen Kane of Karen Cash Kane Boutique. This amazing piece, this amazing ensemble is from there. You can locate the Cash Boutique at Nyaniba Estate on the same strip as Katawodia. So they've got fabulous pieces, amazing, timeless pieces that you would love. A big thank you to her. Also, a big thank you to my awesome and amazing crew, to Makafui, to Francis, to Mauli, and to Samuel for making this possible. Thank you too for joining us on Outlook. We'll be back next week. Until then, take care of yourself and be at peace with yourself.